Baltimore, Pittsburgh was uneven. It was kind of messy, but I found it fascinating. And there was a lot of criticism in the end because Baltimore went for 2, and they've got the world's best field goal kicker. And they are the better team. Baltimore's better than Pittsburgh. So if you have the better team and you got the world's best field goal kicker, then you should just kick the extra point and go to overtime. But let me just add this while I'll defend Baltimore on that. Because when you build a business, and that's all football is, it's just, even college football now, most of you are finally acknowledging what those of us who knew it years ago, it's a business. Joy and I have been saying this for years. It's a business. Get over it. NFL and college are the same business. Just one you have to go to class occasionally. But here's why I'll defend Baltimore. It's very consistent with their business model. This is what they do. This is what Baltimore does. The Chargers and the Ravens are go for it on fourth down teams. Second part of this, Big Ben was playing his butt off. Deontay Johnson, the wide receiver for the Steelers, was uncoverable, and the Ravens were falling apart. And so the way to lose locker rooms in the NFL is confusion, and players start questioning the coach. Nobody in that Baltimore locker room this morning is questioning John Harbaugh or Lamar Jackson. This is their brand. The Dallas Cowboys, y'all get beside yourself because Mike McCarthy, field goal, go for it, field goal, go for it. Aren't you always criticizing the Cowboys because you never know what they are? You always know what the Ravens are. With Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh, they're into analytics and they go for it. Football is a business. And how you run your business, here's what never happens in Baltimore. They never lose a locker room. Good, bad, or indifferent, the Ravens never lose a locker room. Ever. Because they all know this is what we do. We're not passive. You know, like the UFC. The UFC is Dana White, full of testosterone. For everything. They push back, they yell, they scream, they attack the media. But that's their business model. If Dana White suddenly became politically correct, and, oh, you know, we're not going to do that because the media is after us, everybody at UFC would be like, wait a minute. That's not your business model. Ravens are aggressive. They always have been. They've always had a great owner. They've always had a great front office. They never lose the locker room, and they went for it. Yes, they've got the world's best kicker. But that would just get you to overtime on the road against the hot quarterback and unguardable Deontay Johnson. And as John Harbaugh said after, we were running out of players. John Harbaugh. After.
Tried to win the game right there. We were pretty much out of corners, you know, at that point in time. So it was an opportunity to try to win the game right there.
Did that surprise you for 2?
No, it did not. You know, they aggressively play analytics. And so, you know, from that standpoint, they're predictable.
Yeah, but that's okay. You need to be somewhat predictable inside your own business, inside the walls of your locker room. You know, Dave Wannstedt used to always say, you can lose games, you can't lose a locker room. You can't lose a locker room. Chicago, Dalton, Justin Fields, kind of feels like they're losing a locker room, right? Like when the young guys like that guy and the old guys like that guy. 49ers are like, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, that's who we're starting this year. You don't lose the locker room. And so I'll defend Baltimore. You can, and by the way, you know, everybody had the play worked, and it was half a football from being complete for a touchdown. It was about 4 or 5 inches. Mark Andrews, great tight end. This is about 4 to 5 inches from winning the game. None of you would have said a word. None of you would have had the courage to go on Twitter and say, what a terrible decision. So I'm not going to give you the audience and the platform to bang on him when it didn't work. It was completely true to their core values as a franchise, win or lose. All right, great to have you in. We got so much going on today. Joy Taylor's Herdline News today. She may just do 8 minutes 3 times of Hurricane football. And family, I was told, said, you know, Coward's the last guy to join the party on Mahomes. And Patrick's a great kid. And I'm rooting for him, and he's got a Super Bowl, and he'll probably win another. But the media needs a new story, and the media loves cool and new because it's more fun to write about. So the left-handed passes and the sidearm throws. And, yeah, Tom Brady doesn't do those. And neither does Justin Herbert. And right now, Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in that division, not Patrick Mahomes. Have you watched the last 2 months what's happening? I like Mahomes. But the media goes crazy on new and fun and exciting, and that's not what wins. Tonight, the two best teams, arguably, in the AFC, boring New England and Buffalo in a snowstorm, will play. And boring New England's the hottest team in the league. And the Miami Dolphins and Washington, playing great defense with B-minus quarterbacks, they're winning. What's not winning right now, what's not blowing everybody away, is Kansas City's offense. Great coach, really good line, great weapons, and Patrick Mahomes is struggling. He has had one good game in 2 months. I love him. He'll be fine. He'll figure it out. He's coachable. He's a good kid. But when guys like me rolled our eyes at the left-handed passes, it's one pass in a 4-hour game, or the sidearm stuff. Like, he's lost his mechanics. He's broken right now. Now, thank God the Kansas City defense is fantastic. Chris Jones is unblockable. They deserve all the credit. But Mahomes, for the first time ever, no touchdown passes, back-to-back games. In the last 8 games, he's played poorly in 7. In the last 5, 4 of the 5, he's had a passer rating under 75. And by the way, this is what the scouts, believe it or not, scouts know more about this stuff than you and I did. This is what they said out of college. I'll read you a quote from Lance Zierlein. He's the one radio host in America who I believe in when it comes to scouting. He knows his stuff. He said on Mahomes, he doesn't have a very repeatable process as a passer. What does that mean? That's the opposite of Brady. That's why Brady just works on mechanics over and over. It's repeatable and repeatable. And Mahomes, everything looks different. Every pass looks different, and now his mechanics are in the toilet, and he's either broken and will need an off season to get it right. That's my guess. Or he'll get it right in the next 2 or 3 weeks. He's coachable. He knows he's struggling, and Kansas City will be fine. But, just know going in that the media falls for new, fun, and flashy. And by the way, we all do. It's fun. Like new talent. But if you look at right now what's working in quarterback play, Brady's going to win the MVP. Now, Lamar Jackson's more fun to watch, and Mahomes is more fun to watch, and Josh Allen's more fun to watch. I love watching Josh Allen. Way more than Mac Jones tonight. But uncool and repeatable and kind of boring, it wins in this league. We all want a new Georgia. Alabama won. We all want a new AFC Titan. New England's the hottest team. We all want this guy as an MVP. Brady's going to win it. Mahomes, at least, this is why I think Mahomes will be fine. He's not cocky. He's totally coachable. He's super talented. He's a great kid. But he's got to go back to being boring and the basics. Every pass his mechanics are in the toilet, and he talked about it after.
Obviously, we feel like we're not playing our best football. We have spurts where we're really good, and then we have spurts where we kind of have these we're not scoring. We're not finding ways to finish drives. So definitely as a competitor, you want to be better. But I think you win football games, you win football games at the end of the day. And so for us, if we keep winning football games, defense keeps playing the way that they're playing, when the offense, we really become who we know we can be, we'll be a hard football team to beat.
But the problem is their identity, their core identity is offense. They're not running the football. Now they're not passing it well. So when you go into the playoffs, New England's got an identity. Miami and Washington now may not even make the playoffs. They've got an identity. Okay, Buffalo's got an identity. So the problem right now with Kansas City, their core identity is big plays. So they're not running the ball, but that never mattered when they were a big play offense. And now they're not. 16 points against Denver last night. In fact, Andy Reid at one point in the fourth quarter, 4th and 2, kicked a field goal. The fans booed. That tells you right now they are not confident in the side of the ball that we all thought was going to win 6 Super Bowls. Boring's okay, too. You can win being boring, especially in December. All right, let me, do you guys hear Mario Cristobal's coaching Miami? I'm sorry. Lincoln Riley got the USC job. I'm just being obnoxious now. Okay, I want to talk about the Steelers-Ravens. And so it was a fantastic game. The late window